Tchia is an adventure and exploration game developed by Awaceb and it's available to play on PlayStation with PC coming soon. I'm not exactly sure of the date of this, but sometime in 2023. This game is set in New Caledonia, which is a small French island located to the east of Australia, and it's full of culture, character development, and some epic gameplay mechanics. You'll start your game spending some quality time with your father, where you live together on a secluded island, living a simple and peaceful life. But not for long. As you're celebrating your birthday, a friend travels to meet you but is followed by some mercenaries who work for the tyrant called Miavora, who controls the islands. When you hide, these mercenaries capture your father and take him back to the mainland as a prisoner. Determined to rescue your father, you travel to the main island to plead with this tyrant to release him, but it doesn't go quite as planned. Instead, you'll team up with several interesting characters to do what you can to take down this tyrant and rescue your father. There are some wonderful characters you'll get to know here in this story that really bring your adventure to life with heartbreak, beautiful heartfelt scenes, funny moments, and everything in between. Being based in New Caledonia, you'll be able to explore 2 large tropical islands and a handful of smaller ones featuring several settlements, an industrial city, and factories across a variety of biomes and environments. Movement in Tchia is, in my opinion, one of the defining elements of this game. You'll need to travel a lot both across and between islands, over mountains, across rivers, and past enemies, and you're provided with an array of options to do just this. Firstly, you'll get a small raft that can be used to travel across water, but you'll also be able to swim and dive, even being able to do so across large expanses of ocean. Across land, you can slide down hills, swing from trees, and climb cliffs. In addition to these, you'll eventually get the ability to possess animals. Some animals will be useful for things such as digging or cutting, but many are able to be used as modes of transport. Dolphins can be used to quickly travel in the water, deer can run across land, and birds can fly in the sky. All of these different modes can be used in conjunction to create a really fun, fast-paced, and seamless journey across these islands. As you might expect in a setting such as this, the islands are relatively bare, but to combat the emptiness, the islands are scattered with various minigames, ensuring the exploration is still rewarding. While not to the level that other games may be, I appreciated the effort the developers put into trying to fill some of the space. Not only this, but different biomes keep things interesting, which was something I wasn't quite expecting. Being a tropical island, it's safe to assume that there'll be beaches and just your classic tropical landscapes, but here you'll also find swampy areas, mangrove forests, huge mountains and cliffs, hidden caves, and more. Back to the minigames, which I'm also a huge fan of in video games. I love playing other games such as Nancy Drew series that are filled with little minigames to complete. There's such a huge variety of them here. There's your classic musical minigame where you need to press some buttons at the right time. There's also balancing rocks, carving totems, races, diving, and more. They're all fast-paced and quick as well, keeping them light and fun. There is combat in Tchia, but it's very easy, where you'll lose stamina in lieu of health, and instead of dying, you'll simply be captured and put in a nearby cage where you'll need to break free. In this way, it's a great casual game with virtually zero consequences if you're not very handy with combat. In a similar fashion to games such as Far Cry, enemies will be located in small camps, although in Tchia these camps are very tiny and can be finished in a matter of seconds. Enemies are simply these fabric-type monsters that can be defeated by setting them on fire. Overall, it's quite a silly game with an oddly serious and at times somber story, but it works. Tchia has a simple art style, and I honestly wasn't super loving the characters when I first started playing, but as per usual, it definitely grew on me the more I played. The world itself is beautiful though, and I loved it from the beginning. Lots of diversity from mangroves, industrial areas, and an ocean to swim in with coral and fish. For a game that's set in what I would say is a fairly limited area in terms of biomes, the developers have really nailed it with the environmental diversity here. Onto the music, and oh wow. This is one of those games where I was humming the soundtrack to myself days after I'd last played the game. Specifically, the songs you'll play in the musical Minigames are amazing, like 10 out of 10 there. I've already added my favorite ones to my Spotify game music playlist, which, side note, but I definitely recommend you make one of your own if you have some favorites. Tchia really feels like a passion project rather than a money-making scheme. I felt more like this game was proud to share its culture and history of New Caledonia and its people, which makes the experience on a whole new level. The story is much shorter than I expected. While good in a way because it's certainly not dragged out like some games tend to do, I thought it would be longer, so in the end I just wish I took my time and explored a bit more. Similarly to games like Just Cause, the mechanics used to move around Tchia make it so much fun to play. As I touched on before, you have many means that you can use to travel these islands. You can swim, use your boat, fly as a bird, run as a deer, slip and slide down mountains. There are endless options here. If I saw a mountain anywhere near me, I often took a detour just so I could climb all the way to the top and slide all the way back down. Hopefully grab onto a tree and then fling myself to God knows where. It was a lot of fun. And trust me, after some of the cutscenes in this game, flinging yourself from a tree is really the only way to make yourself feel better. Tchia is hands down one of the best open world exploration games I've played in quite a while. It's unique, thought out, incredibly detailed, and just so much fun to explore. The story will have you laughing 1 minute and crying the next as you grow attached to these wonderful characters, and being able to climb cliffs, slide down mountains, do sick backflips, or take control of various animals makes it incredibly fun and seamless to get around. It is available in the PlayStation Games Collection for free, so be sure to check that out if you're subscribed to that. Thank you so much for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!